visitors. Not many people come to visit me these days in my cottage. You must be very brave. People are afraid to come here to the Enchanted Forest, you know, because strange things are always happening. I'll get a fresh cup. Ah, yes, of course. You're here to celebrate Cruinniú na nÓg, the Day of Creativity in Children and Young People. Of course, you'll want to learn how to be storytellers, won't you? Oh, I better not say that word too loudly. Why? You're asking me why? Well, everybody knows it's not safe. How do you not know the story? Of course. You're all too young to have heard the story of why it's not safe to be a storyteller these days. Well, if you have some time, I'll tell you now. And in fact, you look like a very brave and creative bunch. So maybe you can help me out in a little way. I'll explain to you how, and maybe at the end you might be able to become your very own storyteller. But if I suddenly hide, you'll know why. It's because it's not safe here. Now, excuse me while I enjoy my cup of... Oh, not again. Welcome to the Enchanted Forest. As you can see, it's a beautiful place filled with colour and light. Butterflies, flowers, toadstool houses where we all live, and it's generally a very magical and happy place. But where I live, it's a dark and more mysterious part of the Enchanted Forest, and that's why I'm surprised you're so brave to have come here. There was a time when the whole forest was just filled with happiness and magic and stories. In fact, storytellers were the celebrities of their day, like influencers, I think you'd call them. They would travel to everybody's home and tell stories, before there was the internet, about everything that was going on in the whole land. They could make up amazing stories about anything as simple as baking bread or nature, trees and animals. They had a story for everything and everyone welcomed them into their home. So why did things change, I hear you ask? Why is it no longer safe for storytellers to tell their stories? Well, there was once a storyteller who told a story that was not favourable to the king, and the king got very angry, and instead of just banishing that one storyteller, he banished all of the storytellers in the whole land to the deepest, darkest parts of the forest, and he took away the magic from the stories. That's why I'm surprised to see you children here, and I'm wondering if maybe you can... What was that? Oh, children, I told you it wasn't safe. You're going to have to hide. Please hide. Oh, Wally, I'm so glad that it was just you at the door that time. I didn't know who it was. I was so scared. Oh, yes, well, they're the children who've come to visit. Yes, they want to hear some stories. Well, they are very brave, I think, because they came all the way out here to see me. That's right, it's Cruinniú na nÓg. Oh, but how rude of us. I haven't introduced you. Everybody, this is my friend Wally. He's from Walla Island in the middle of Strawberry Ocean. No, Wally, I don't think anyone has ever been there. And in fact, I don't think anyone really knows what you're saying. Does anybody out there speak Walla language? Anyone? Anyone? No, Wally, I don't think they do. But I'll tell them what you're saying. Well, of course they know my name is Sarah. They came to find me, didn't they? Well, I'm thinking that maybe the children can help us today. They've been very brave coming all the way out here, and they might be able to help us by using the power of their imagination to help bring the magic back to all of the storytellers in Enchanted Forest. Well, we'll need a magic wand, of course. Did you bring yours along, Wally? It's down here. Where is it down? Where? Oh, I see it over there. Here we go. Yes. Well, we have our magic wand. Do we have a magic word, Wally? What is it? Abracadabra. Okay, let's go with abracadabra. And we also need something else. What is it? I wonder. Ah, music, that's right. We use the power of music to help the magic work even better, don't we, Wally? Music and songs always make stories so much better. We love singing, don't we, Wally? What? You think I should change? What I'm wearing isn't very magical. Well, that's a bit rude, Wally. Okay, well, I'll see what I can do with my magic wand. I'll see what comes out at the tip of the magic wand, but you know that sometimes it doesn't always work. I could end up looking very, very silly. No, I don't think I will either, Wally. Are you ready to sing a song with us, kids? Let's go! Wow, kids! Look what you've done to my cottage. You've filled it with colours, rainbows, flowers, butterflies, and so many shiny things. Just what I love. And we haven't even told our stories yet or sung our songs. I can't wait to see what you can do when you've done that. The magic will be so strong. But I think Wally's right. I do need to change into a more magical outfit. Can you help me? Let's use the magic word. Abracadabra. Wow, much better. Now it's time to sing. I've got my guitar. I'm ready to sing a song with you. Are you ready to sing and dance? I won't really be able to dance because I'll be playing the guitar, but I know you guys will be. Now we're going to sing a song called The Hokey Pokey, and this is a really magical song, and the faster we sing it, the more the magic builds up and the better our stories are going to be. So we're going to put our arm in and our arm out, in and out, and shake it all about. And then we're going to do the hokey pokey. We're going to turn around, and that's what it's all about. And then you get to freestyle dance for oh, the hokey pokey pokey. Or if you know how to floss, I want to see how fast you can floss for oh, the hokey pokey pokey part. I can't floss. I look ridiculous when I floss, but I bet you guys look good. Now I want everybody to stand up. Come on, everyone. That means any adults that are in the room too, get them up on their feet and let's get dancing. You put your right arm in, your right arm out, in, out, shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn around, and that's what it's all about. Ready for oh, the hokey pokey? Oh, the hokey pokey pokey. Oh, the hokey pokey pokey. Oh, the hokey pokey pokey. That's what it's all about. Now we're going to put the other arm in and we're going to go a little bit faster. You put your left arm in, your left arm out, in, out, shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey and you turn around, and that's what it's all about. Ready to dance? Oh, the hokey pokey pokey. Oh, the hokey pokey pokey. Oh, the hokey pokey pokey. That's what it's all about. I'm doing a kind of a wiggle bum dance there. That's a good one to do. Now you can't see my legs, but you're going to put your leg in, your right leg in and your right leg out. And I'm going to go even faster. Ready? You put your right leg in, your right leg out, in, out, shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey and you turn around, and that's what it's all about. Ready to dance? Oh, the hokey pokey pokey. Oh, the hokey pokey pokey. Oh, the hokey pokey pokey. That's what it's all about. Oh, you're all doing so I could see a lot of people laughing and having fun. That's great because it means the magic is getting stronger. So we're now going to sing with our left leg in and our left leg out. We're going to go even faster. You ready? You put your left leg in, left leg out, in, out, shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey and you turn around. And that's what it's all about. Ready to dance? Oh, the hokey pokey, oh, the hokey pokey, oh, the hokey pokey. That's what it's all about. That was fantastic. And you were going really, really fast. But you're now going to go even faster. You're going to jump your whole self in, like this, and your whole self out, like this. And I'm going to go so fast. Okay, let me get ready. Here we go. You put your whole self in, whole self out, shake it all out. Do the hokey pokey and turn around. That's what it's all about. Brilliant at that. I never saw anyone flossing so fast in my life. Wally, look what the children have done with the power of their magic. And did you hear the song that we sang too? I know I could see them all dancing and I had so much fun. Yes, we're all going to become storytellers. I think the children might be a little bit nervous that they won't know what to do. But they don't need to worry, I'm going to teach them. We need some magical tools, don't we, Wally? Well, will you help me find them? Well, first of all, we need the magic wand, which we already have. We know our magic word, which is abracadabra. Wow, you have a special present for us, do you, Wally? Ooh, it's a teeny tiny bag, everybody. What's in here? Will I have a look and see? Wow, it's our very own bottle of pixie dust. Will this help us with our story, Wally? It will, you're so kind. Is there one other thing that we need to do? Oh, we need to take a big deep breath, don't we, Wally? When we take big deep breaths, it helps us to activate our imagination. What's our imagination? Our imagination are all of the pictures that we can make up in our mind when we hear a song or a story, or even when we tell our own. It's our creativity. Would you like to take some deep breaths with us right now? Okay, so we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. And we can already feel more calm and more relaxed. Let's roll back our shoulders and we'll do it again. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feeling more relaxed, Wally? Okay, this time when we breathe in through our nose, we're going to try holding our breath for the count of 3. Are you ready? Breathe in through your nose. Out again. You feeling more relaxed? Now let's close our eyes. And we'll see if we can see any pictures in our imagination yet. Can you see any, Wally? You can't? Well, that's maybe because we haven't started telling our story just yet. How will the kids know what to do? Well, I'm going to teach them. Because I'm a storyteller, I know what I'm doing. But because they don't really know what they're doing just yet, I'm going to guide them. And it's going to be so much fun. They're going to be storytellers too. Let's go! So, to make this more fun, we're going to have a storytelling treasure hunt. Do you think you can do that? Brilliant! I'm going to give you a few minutes throughout my story to gather up some items so that you can make up your own story. So I'm going to start my story very simply with the way that a lot of stories begin, with the words once upon a time, or as Gaeilge in Irish, fado fado, long, long ago. There lived a little girl called Maeve. Now Maeve is the main character of my story. So think of another story that we might know, like Harry Potter. Harry is the main character in his story. So Maeve is the main character in my story, and she is going to go on an adventure. I want you to think of the name of your main character and maybe what is your character like. So I'm going to give you a few minutes now. The countdown begins. Think of a name for your character. If you didn't, don't worry, I'm sure you'll think of one soon. Well, my character Maeve, as I mentioned, lived in the Enchanted Forest. So even though she was a little girl, she wasn't an ordinary little girl. She had magical powers. Now, her magical power was a little bit different. It was the power of her voice. So every time she sang, birds would flutter around her, butterflies would come hovering nearby, children would start laughing, and everybody would look into the sky because magic pixie dust would fall down from the clouds. But Maeve was very confused by her magical voice. She wasn't sure how to use it. Sometimes she could sing high, sometimes she could sing low, and sometimes she opened up her mouth to sing and nothing came out of it at all. That was usually when she was feeling quite shy. Now it's your turn. I'm going to give you a few minutes now and a countdown so that you can try and pick what your character's magical power is. Go! Well, Maeve lived in a cottage in the heart of the Enchanted Forest with her grandmother. Her grandmother could see that Maeve was struggling to discover what was going on with her magical power of her magic voice. One day they were sitting by the fire, Maeve's favourite place to sit because it was cosy and warm, and grandmother always told her stories. And grandmother drew her chair a little closer to Maeve and said, Maeve Astorine, I know that you are struggling to understand what is happening with your voice. Yes, said Maeve, I don't know what to do. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, and sometimes nothing comes out at all. Sometimes butterflies follow me, sometimes birds follow me, and I don't understand what's going on. Ah, said her grandmother, and that is how I know that you have reached the time where you need to go on your own adventure to discover what is happening with your voice. Maeve was a little bit scared. She had never left the cottage before. Ah, don't worry, Astorine, said her grandmother. I will give you some certain items that will help you on your magical quest. And her grandmother went very, very slowly over to the cupboard that she never ever opened except for special occasions. And out of this cupboard she took a bag. Now the bag didn't look very remarkable. It was just a black bag and it was empty. There was nothing in it. Maeve was a little bit confused. What was this all about? She wondered. And her grandmother went equally as slowly as she had before over to another cupboard, and she opened it, and out of this cupboard she took a beautiful blue scarf, and she placed it in the bag. Now it's your turn, kids, to go and find something blue. Now remember, when you're on this part of the treasure hunt, to be careful not to pick up anything sharp or anything that might break. Maybe ask an adult to help you if you're not sure. So are you ready? Steady, go find something blue. Did you find something blue for your character to take with them on their great adventure? Well, Maeve was really fascinated that her grandmother had chosen to pack such a small scarf for her. She wasn't sure it would even fit around her neck to keep her warm. But she supposed her grandmother knew what she was doing. She watched in amazement as her grandmother began to shuffle around the house very, very slowly. And this time she went towards the bedroom. So now it's your turn to go and find something from your bedroom. Are you ready? Ready, steady, go find something from your bedroom. Did you find something from your bedroom? Do you want to see what Maeve's granny packed for her? Well, she came back with the most fascinating object. It was a very old notebook. Now, Maeve had seen this notebook in her grandmother's bedroom, and she knew that her grandmother used it as a diary sometimes. But there's nothing written on it. Again, Maeve was very, very confused about this. But she let her grandmother pack it into the bag, as she must have known what she was doing. Her grandmother shuffled again around the kitchen, picking something up and putting it back, picking something else up, and Maeve wondered what would go in the bag next. This time her grandmother picked up something soft. Something soft? Can you find something soft in your house? Are you ready? Ready, steady, go find something soft. What's the something soft that you found? Did someone find a sock? Did somebody else find a teddy bear? That's very soft. Well, Maeve was totally amazed to see her grandmother come back carrying another bag. Yes, that's nice and soft. And in the bag, there was nothing again. An empty bag, thought Maeve. What am I going to do with an empty bag on my journey? But she watched her grandmother carefully fold it up and put it into the bag for her. Well, she must know what she's doing, said Maeve, so she didn't question it. And then she watched her grandmother shuffle around once again. And she went and she looked in the kitchen. So are you ready to go and find something from the kitchen? Ready, steady, go find something from the kitchen. So what did you find from the kitchen? Do you want to see what Maeve's grandmother brought back? A spoon. A very nice and ornate decorated spoon. What am I going to use a spoon for? Wondered Maeve. What is my grandmother doing? None of these items seem very useful for my journey. Hooray! We're ready to start telling our story. All of my items are packed here in a bag for Maeve. Your objects are probably lined up in front of you on the floor or on the table, ready for you to tell your story too. Let's listen to my story first, and you might get some ideas and inspiration for telling your very own story afterwards. Maeve took her special bag from her grandmother and tucked it under her arm. She kissed her grandmother goodbye, felt a little bit scared and a bit sad at leaving her grandmother, but knew that she was off on a great adventure to help the magic of her voice get even stronger. So as she walked into the enchanted forest, she sang a song to herself. I have a voice, isn't it sweet? I find some magic to make it complete. And it seemed to make her walk even faster. She heard a strange noise. It was a little bit like talking and a little bit like singing. She looked up and around. She couldn't see anything until she looked down. And what was there? Only lots and lots of flowers. Every type of flower you could imagine. There were bluebells and buttercups, roses and sunflowers. Well, hello, flowers, she laughed, not expecting that one of them would say, hello, Maeve. Well, Maeve nearly jumped in the air with fright. Talking flowers? She'd never heard or seen the like. Hee, came the laughter from the flowers. We knew you were coming, Maeve, and we want to help you with your magical voice. Well, I'm sorry, flowers, but I've never met talking flowers before, not even in my part of the enchanted forest. Let's see what's in your bag, said the flowers, completely ignoring her shock. Oh, okay, said Maeve, and she opened up her bag and showed them what she had in it, emptying out all of the strange contents of the bag, and all of the flowers laughed until she took out the blue scarf. Now we know why you're here, said the flowers, and they immediately ran around gathering and collecting things. Maeve wasn't sure what was going on until she saw what they were gathering and collecting. Lots and lots of scarves, identical to the one her granny had given her, just in lots of different colours. Wow, well, what am I supposed to do with all of these? Said Maeve. And they reached up into her bag, which of course was now empty, and started putting in all of the scarves. The last scarf to go in was the beautiful blue one that her grandmother had given her. Now, said the flowers, sing your magic song and see what happens. Well, okay, said Maeve. I've got my voice, isn't it sweet? And now the magic will make it complete. Now look in the bag, said the flowers. Okay, said Maeve, and she reached in her hand. She took out the blue scarf, and then she realised it kept coming, and it was getting longer and longer and longer, and oh my goodness me, so long. Wow, said Maeve. How did you do that? We didn't do it, said the flowers. You did, with your magical voice. The rose came forward, a beautiful large pink rose, and bowed down her head towards Maeve. You have a very special magical voice, she said, and this scarf is to keep your throat nice and warm. And she helped Maeve place the scarf around her neck. As you continue on your quest, when you sing, your magic will be enhanced by this beautiful scarf. Well, thank you so much, said Maeve. I barely know what to say. She started to gather up all her items again and knew that she needed to continue on her journey to find the unicorn. Waving goodbye to all of the flowers, off she headed again. I have my voice, isn't it sweet? And now the magic will make it complete. She came to a place that looked like, was that an ice cream mountain? A mountain made of ice cream? What did she do when she saw it? Immediately she went and started to eat pieces of the lovely, delicious ice cream mountain. And then she heard the strangest noise. A whoosh and a flash of green went past her. And what was it? She looked into the air. A massive dragon. And to Maeve's horror, the dragon landed right in front of her. At first Maeve was scared, but then when she looked closer, she realised that the dragon was actually crying. One big tear rolled out of his eye, down his cheek, and fell with a massive splash right at Maeve's feet. She had to jump back out of the way because the dragon tear has a lot of water in it. "Dragon, why are you crying?" said Maeve, totally forgetting that she should have been afraid. "I can't find my way home," said the dragon. "Moo!" "Oh, goodness me, how can I help?" said Maeve. "No one can help. I need the magic map and it's been stolen." "A magic map?" said Maeve, and she wondered about the contents that were now in her bag. She remembered that her grandmother's old notebook looked kind of like an old map and there was no writing on it. But now Maeve had a magic voice, so she wondered, could she use the empty bag to make a map appear in it? So she held up the bag and showed the dragon. "There's nothing inside, dear dragon, but I think I can make a map appear." So in she put the notebook and she sang her magic song. "I have a voice, isn't it sweet? And now my magic can make it complete," and waved her fingers over the bag. And when she reached in, what did she find? Only a magical treasure map. Wow! "That's not a treasure map," said the dragon, looking at it closely. "That's the directions to Walla Island. You live where the Walla birds come from," she said. And checking there was nothing else in the bag, which there wasn't, she handed the dragon the map. The dragon was overjoyed. He flew into the air, swooped around and came back down again. "Oh, thank you," said the dragon. "How can I ever repay you?" "Well," said Maeve, "you could help me find the unicorn who's going to help me with my voice." "But of course," said the dragon, "I'll take you to Marshmallow Land straight away." "Marshmallow Land!" "Hooray!" said Maeve, jumping up on the dragon's back. She sang the whole way there, so it felt like they were flying faster than ever. Finally, the dragon landed with a gentle, soft thud on Marshmallow Land. Maeve gave him a big hug and waved him goodbye on his way. But then she was left standing in Marshmallow Land, looking at all of these beautiful marshmallow trees, marshmallow grass, chocolate lakes, sugar sprinkle pond, but not knowing how to call the unicorn. All she had left in her bag was the spoon. She wondered about the spoon. Maybe it was magical after all and she didn't know about it. Maeve stood there for a few minutes, looking at her spoon and feeling a little bit silly. "Abracadabra," she said, and gave the spoon a wave. And then she heard it, the softest and sweetest sound she had ever heard before. The sound of a beautiful silver and pink shiny unicorn flying towards her. The unicorn reached down and touched Maeve on the forehead with her unicorn horn, and immediately Maeve could hear the unicorn's thoughts. "But of course," said Maeve, "all this time I've been looking in other places for my magical voice, when all I have to do is use it. When I go home, I can bring joy to so many people by just singing my song." The unicorn smiled and nodded, and Maeve was able to climb onto her back and fly all the way back to the enchanted forest, to where her granny waited for her in the cottage. "Granny, wait till I tell you about my story, everything and the adventures that I got up to." "Sit down," said Granny, "and before you do anything, please just let me hear the sound of your beautiful voice." "I have my voice, isn't it sweet? And now I have magic, it makes it complete." And her grandmother smiled and hugged her, and Maeve and her beautiful magical voice lived happily ever after. Oh, children, I can't tell you how happy I am that you joined me on this adventure today. You're now all fully fledged storytellers. And yes, it's safe to say the word storyteller again because all of the magic has come back to the Enchanted Forest thanks to you, your singing and your storytelling. You know where there are lots and lots of books that we can get inspired for stories? That's right, the library. And all those books are waiting for you to read them for when you can go in and pick your own books from the shelf. It's only a matter of time before that magic returns too. And now it's time for me to put up my magic umbrella and go for a nice little walk in the Enchanted Forest where I know it's safe to be a storyteller. Come under my umbrella, come under my umbrella, come under my umbrella, we'll sing a song or two. Goodbye everybody, goodbye everybody, goodbye everybody, now our storytelling is through. Slán gach duine, see you again soon.